The time is now. One of the holiest days of the NFL schedule of the NFL season is out. The schedule release
Schedule day.
commences in just a few moments' time. So
T-minus 4 minutes.
So
yes,
we're gonna
said yes, finally.
So we're gonna toss in some nuggets right off the top because, of course, every year they always leak some games.
Yes.
Opening night is always the very Olympian type of occasion to kick off the season, literally and figuratively, and it was quite the interesting matchup. Obviously, the tradition is always for the champs to open, which I think only didn't happen once in recent memory. I don't remember which year it was, but I think there was one year where the champs opened on Sunday night instead of Thursday.
I believe that was New England, and I think it was a couple of years ago.
That was I thought it was Brady. I thought it was Brady.
That was Brady, and everyone was like, "Well, how come they don't get Thursday night? You know, like why are they opening on Sunday?" I remember that.
Yeah. But nothing changes out of tradition this year. Kansas City opens as it should be expected, and they're playing the Detroit Lions.
Like for real. Now, last year, believe
you were
me,
the Lions' biggest fan at the end of last year.
I was, and the reason was I wanted them to take out Aaron Rodgers, and they did that. And I thank you, Coach Campbell and the boys. I appreciate it. And they're on the rise. I think they're a talented team. You know, I think they've got talent, no doubt about it. But if you look at the past 2 years, it's always like it was the Rams and Buffalo. The year before that was Tampa and the Cowboys. I figured it would have been, I don't know about Buffalo, but you know, maybe Miami, you know, really started off. The Lions, I don't know. Is this we catch them while they're hot, and then all of a sudden we know by week 7 or 8 they're going to be like up and down because Goff is still playing for a contract. Let's be realistic here.
You thought he was a fantasy stud last year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. He was unbelievable. I think they said his last 10 games he had 18 touchdowns and 1 interception. He was unreal.
Just wait till
now
you're money.
They're not going to catch anybody off guard. And don't forget, their defense was really bad last year.
Awful.
Their defense was bad, so they're not catching anybody by surprise. So
you think
I think I would have liked somebody else? Oh, jeez. I would have liked somebody else, but hey, you know, it's opening night. Why not give them their shot?
So, do you think they will get embarrassed then? Or do you think they'll have the energy that they had off closing last year and ending Rodgers-Packers career?
It's week 1, you know, I don't think in recent history we've seen a defending, you know, Super Bowl team lose their first game. Arrowhead's going to be ridiculous. I think what will happen is maybe the first couple drives, it's the first game of the season, both teams may feel each other out, but I think the Chiefs are going to win it. I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see the Lions go in there and somehow pull this out. I won't lie. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think the only time I can remember the champs actually losing on opening night was the Ravens. And they also got shafted and had to open up on the road.
Yeah, true. Very true. So it's going to be entertaining. It'll be entertaining. It's the first, like I said, first Monday night, you know, first game of the season. Everybody's excited. So we'll see what happens.
As the coverage kicks off, we'll get into some live reaction in a minute, but we got a few more topics. Of course, their opponent in the Super Bowl is the Philadelphia Eagles, and there will be a rematch this season. They are playing each other November 20th on Monday night. That if I'm not mistaken, is possibly the Monday before Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Could be wrong. But if so, that sets up a pretty impressive week of games. But what's at stake to prove going into that Monday night matchup of the two Super Bowl teams?
I think what happens is you've got to look at the conferences at that point. Because right now, if you're asking anybody, the AFC is head and shoulders above the NFC. Because right now, you look at the pecking order in the NFC, it's Philly, you drop a bit, San Fran. Now, the reason is we don't know when Brock Purdy's coming back.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic. We don't know who the starting quarterback for the Niners is going to be. Let's be realistic. I guess it's Trey Lance. I guess he's going to be the guy because you don't know when Brock's coming back. Then after that, the Cowboys. Like this year is the Cowboys make it or break it. Like there is no excuses. Yeah. I believe they have to be an NFC Championship game or bust at least.
McCarthy's last chance.
Exactly. If not, get ready. If not, get ready for somebody else to take that ship because the Cowboys have all that talent. There's no reason, especially the way the NFC is.
No, everyone's been screaming for McCarthy. Like, is McCarthy on the hot seat for a few years now? But now he doesn't have to worry about the boogeyman of Sean Payton over his shoulder.
He doesn't, but he's just got to worry about the hottest college coach because you know how Jerry is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with all that team is set to win. So it's basically Super Bowl or bust. Now, people in Dallas might not say that out loud, but you know they're whispering it. They're like, this is it. Because if Dak can't pull it off this year, people are going to start saying, well, maybe Dak's not the guy.
So other than the media juicing this game, which I'm sure they will because it's a rematch of the Super Bowl, you don't think there's anything carrying over from that game into this game? I mean, it's also a significant chunk into the season, so people, in theory, people should just forget about the Super Bowl at that point. It's not like it's week 3.
I think exactly. Yeah, you know, I think if anyone, it's probably Philly because Philly. You know, a lot of people would say Philly should have won that game. You know, Philly was in control of that game for quite a while. You know, so I think Philly, you know, and all the hype, you know, that they've had, especially with the draft. You know, they basically have all of University of Georgia's defense on that team. You know, they might as well just call them the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
It's not a bad defense to have. I mean, ask TCU.
No, exactly. Like those guys, that team is primed to run the NFC for a while if they play the cards right. So, no, I believe that they probably circled this and said, this will be our statement game. So it's going to be interesting, definitely interesting. But yeah, I think Philly probably has a little more to gain.
Now, a couple weeks after this, there's another playoff rematch. The Eagles play the Niners. We just touched on them a little while. We don't know when Brock's coming back. What is there anything now? This is the first week of December. This is super far into the season. Is there anything that we can expect in this game from last season? Or is this probably going to be a completely new look Niners team that Philly goes into, and we have absolutely no idea what this is going to shape out to be?
Yeah, you have no idea because, like I said, you don't know who the quarterback is. We don't know. So we're sitting there going, okay, Niners, what are they? Well, first of all, who is it? Who is it? Like, first of all, is Trey Lance going to come back and be healthy? Because, you know, he got hurt last year. So he's got to come back from his injury. He should be okay. But Brock is probably not going to be back by that time. I don't know. So the question is who's the guy? So Philly's like, Philly doesn't care. They're like, well, we'll just knock out another quarterback because that's all it was. It was like every quarter, another quarterback. Let's just knock somebody out. You know, that Eagles defense is going to be faster, stronger. Oh, yeah. So, and at that point, you don't know how the Niners season's going to be. Are they going to try to just run? They're not going to be able to throw the ball all over the place. Are they going to grind it out? Like what? We don't know what that offense is going to be. Their defense is still a top 5 defense. But with any great defense, if you're out on the field too long, you tire out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. And that's interesting.
And, I mean, there's 2 things that can with Trey. One, he can get hurt again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a question mark. And the other thing is, what if he doesn't? What if he plays well? Now you've got a quarterback controversy on your hands. Now I guess there could be worse situations to be in, other than two good young quarterbacks, both controlled under a rookie contract. But that's still like, do you go back to the guy that was red hot and got you the title game, or do you go with the guy you drafted so high and put so much investment in?
Yeah, you would have. I personally, I think you have to stay with Lance. You would have to, because he's had all the reps. When Brock comes in, there's going to be rust. You just can't say, okay, here you go. It's not a continuation from last year. He hasn't thrown the ball in a while. He's got to get back into a rhythm. If Trey Lance is on fire, you ride that out, especially if you have a chance to take out Philly. Like, you have to, because the window in San Fran is closing. They're some of those guys, they're not old, but we got to get it going.
If their window's closing, it's closing in the sense of this team is right now ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
They just need that final piece to put them over the top, the quarterback.
Right.
And it's kind of like my Colts in recent years. We built up a team. We had a workhorse back. We had some decent weapons. The defense was good, ready to go. The offensive line was finally in good shape. And then we just couldn't get the quarterback right. And now we're kind of in, what's the word? Like a purgatory type of stage. We don't
flux.
know. Yeah. We just don't know which way to go. So, I mean, if the Niners aren't careful, that could be them.
No, it could be. Like, they have the pieces now. But the question is who's the quarterback? Like, if you go another 2 years of almost coulda, shoulda, woulda, you're going to have guys on contracts that are coming up. Like, you've got to figure it out. So it's interesting of how it's going to go, but they need to know who the quarterback is and just go with it.
Not to derail from our format, but we have our first live update from the NFL Network show. The Jets, everyone's favorite offseason topic.
Oh.
Now they have a topic bar up on the screen that says 5 primetime games, which I guess is accurate because the Black Friday game is not in primetime. But that's 6 national broadcast games. So they basically got the Packers treatment with, of course, their acquisition of everyone's favorite diva, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, don't forget Randall Cobb.
I'm sorry.
No, and whatever other Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard. And I think there were some other ones too. I don't remember. It's Packers East.
So, although I'm seeing shots now of Aaron Rodgers standing at the podium during his introduction, and he's looking all clean cut and professional like he used to, not like a bum that just came out of his cave of darkness.
That's the guy you wanted. You should have had him come in there with his beanie with a flashlight. I'm ready to play, I think. You can't call him. The only way you can call me is through FaceTime, and my phone doesn't work at my house. Whatever.
So is this obviously the league is gonna soak this up, and they're gonna milk the cow for all it's worth. Rodgers in New York, they're gonna this is blind spectacle. Is this going to pay off as far as the Jets? Is that him lifting the Jets to some kind of instant contender status, or is there going to be a disappointment phase where they kind of wind up having an average season and they've got all these primetime and national televised games that are just horrible and abysmal to watch?
All right, here's the deal. Here's the deal with the Jets. The Jets are on borrowed time. Let's be realistic here. They got Aaron Rodgers to win now, not 5 years down the road or a long-term deal. Aaron Rodgers is on that other side of his career. Let's be realistic. But you know how everybody is. Oh, Aaron Rodgers, the greatest thrower of the ball, blah, 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 and all that other mumbo jumbo that I've said for years. Okay? They're built to win now. They feel that they have the team to win now. Their defense was great last year. Their defense was incredible. That defense kept them in games because, you had Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter, who just couldn't do anything right. And my boy Mike White.
Oh,
the Dolphins got to go.
If Tua goes down, this is for you. This is for you, Lou. We be here. We be cheer. If Tua goes down, Mike White.
I might be rocking a Mike White jersey. I might have to get that Mike White jersey. I'll tell you, I ride the underdogs till no end. But no, they're built to win now. They wouldn't have pulled this trade and gave up everything. And they gave up a lot. So they're built to win now the next couple years. So they've got to, honestly, for them to be successful, me personally, they've got to sniff the conference championship game. I really believe that.
Anything less than the divisional weekend is a failure.
Yes, definitely. And I don't want to hear the excuses because it'll be like, well, they'll pick everybody else who did something wrong, but not Aaron, because Aaron is the greatest thrower of the ball. You always hear about the flick of the wrist and blah blah blah. Well, the flick of the wrist got him only one Super Bowl and a bunch of messy playoff losses. So here it is.
I'm not going to call Super Bowl teams right now, but they just put the odds up for a few teams. Plus 1,000 to win the Super Bowl for Cincinnati. That's not a bad bet.
Not bad. Okay. I'll take that. That's decent.
So sticking with the Aaron Rodgers theme right now, Mojo's picking their schedule right now. Those are just generically set to W. I thought he was predicting an undefeated season. I almost shit my pants.
Ooh, I would have been like.
Although he is picking them to win their first 3 games and then losing to the Chiefs in week 4, which includes the first 3 games of the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Patriots.
So you're telling me now the Patriots, yeah, if they don't beat the Patriots, then there's a problem. There's a straight problem. Is the Buffalo game at home?
Oh, I can't tell. They're not. They've panned away from it. Yes, it is because week 11's at Buffalo.
All right, so you got Buffalo, and then the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2-1.
Cowboys are on the road.
So they're in Dallas.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2-1. I believe Buffalo beats them week 1. I really do. I think Josh Allen has a chip on his shoulder, especially how last year ended. Because all anybody remembers is him and Diggs going at it on the sideline at the end of that game. They now have a chip on their shoulder. They were supposed to be the team, the heir apparent to the Chiefs, and they haven't reached that. They've fallen short. So they'll have a chip on their shoulder. I think they have more continuity beginning of the season than the Jets will. So I think that's how that game will go.
Mojo finished the board. He had him pegged with 4 losses. So does 13-4 sound about right for the New York Jets?
13-4. I have to be correct. I can't let my disdain for number 8 now. I can't say 12. Thank God he got himself a proper number 8.
No, we haven't picked apart the schedule. Hopefully it'll be.
We haven't picked the schedule.
We'll pick it apart officially a little later.
Yeah. No, I'd give them maybe 2 more losses. I think they probably have 2 more losses in there.
Okay.
I think everybody is in the honeymoon phase with this.
Yeah.
There's going to be some games where they're just going to be sloppy. I feel it, but okay, 13-4. So then you're telling me they're going to pick So I think by that record, they're picking them to win the division.
Yeah.
Because you're not telling me you're going to give Buffalo only 3 losses. I don't think you can.
Right. Yeah. Not after.
Don't forget Miami. I can't forget Miami.
Huh?
I can't forget Miami either. So.
Yeah. Especially if Mike White's under center.
That's right, baby. That's Super Bowl right there. I'm buying my tickets. I'm going to enter one of those those hot dog eating contests. Put your hand on a car for 50 days. I'm gonna win me some tickets.
Holidays is always a fun time. Football is always ever present on the holidays, and we'll start off with the first one, just kind of not a real holiday, but a pseudo holiday, Black Friday, which has never been inhabited by football before until this year. And
that's the NFL just trying to force something down our throats. And who are they forcing down our throats?
Aaron Rodgers and the Miami Dolphins.
Why don't you just make up some holidays? Anything to put the man on TV, really? Like, come on. let's do a Black Friday special. Where was this like 3-4 years ago? Like really, like this is ridiculous.
Is there anything here to make you outside of the fact that we're football junkies and we're going to watch anyway? Is there anything here? Is there anything here to really tear the semi-casual fan or casual fan or diehard fan, but who has other things they'd rather do? Is there anything here to tear them apart of chasing down all the deals on Amazon?
Well, don't forget, like you literally, that person is going to sit because no one goes out for Black Friday anymore. Let's be realistic, because you get the deals weeks in advance.
Yeah.
So the league is smart in this. Like no one goes out anymore. Who cares? So what they're going to do, they're going to sit off their computer open, boom, boom, boom. They'll have their smart TV, and they're going to watch another Aaron Rodgers, whatever. Like I can't even speak. It just annoys me.
We're going to be very well. I'll just be delirious and laughing the whole time. You're going to be so Aaron Rodgers out by like week 6.
Like, and I get it. Aaron Rodgers, he's in New York, but you have so much young talent in the league that we really need to be pushing. Like, why not Trevor Lawrence? Why not the Jags and somebody? You know, yeah. I understand it's a New York market, but come on, really?
Put them against the Dolphins.
Seriously, why did you just make it like the Jets versus like, you know, the Saskatchewan Eskimos of the CFL? You know, just throw that in there for fun.
Ouch.
Like it's just Aaron. Like it's gonna be Aaron Rodgers overkill, and if that team does not reach potential, the league is gonna hurt themselves.
Hell to pay. Another random holiday game. I mean, the league's played on New Year's Eve before, but it's kind of been, I don't know necessarily what day it falls on. But Christmas falls on a Monday, right? So New Year's Eve would also fall on a Monday.
I believe so.
Or would that be? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't mean not to look at you lovely people, but I'm going to check my calendar.
In any event, there's one
New Year's Eve, is on a Sunday.
Okay, so that's a normal week. All right, never mind. They sold the leak up like it was going to be a special thing, but if it's on a Sunday, then
yeah, 31st is on a Sunday.
Unless everyone's playing on Saturday like they did on Christmas week last year. Unless that's the case, but we can dive into that later. So New Year's Eve, there's going to be the big rematch, but well, I guess it's not necessarily a rematch, but I mean I guess it is. They seem to play each other every year in the playoffs. Kansas City and Cincinnati. I mean, really should be the two favorites to go to the Super Bowl out of the AFC, I suppose. And I mean, possibly the two most elite quarterbacks in the AFC. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, sorry. Unfortunately, sir, people are going to fight you on that because Aaron Rodgers is now number 2.
Yeah,
you know, it's Aaron Rodgers.
But so, what do you think of the placement of this game? Because if they see each other again in the playoffs, which is, you know, fairly logical to assume it might happen outside of drastic injury. Do you like that this is so late in the season that they could just see each other again in a couple weeks, or do you want to be like earlier in the season where it's like, oh hey, we saw each other, now we got all fine-tuned and energy built up, and you know, revenge time for whoever lost that game?
I kind of like when they play. I don't like the beginning of the season because it's literally, and I think, and Coach Belichick has said this, it's one of the few things that I do believe in. Like, you really don't find out what your team is until after the first quarter of the season, you know? So if they were to play like week 2, yeah, you're excited. Yeah, you know, but it's like, it's not really them because you're still feeling each other out. I kind of like this because at this point, they've caught their steam. They're in the rhythm. This is it. So it's like, okay, this is what you've got. We've seen enough film on each other. You're really not going to surprise us with anything else. So I kind of like this. I don't have a problem with it.
Almost kind of brings back, not to bring up poor memories for you, but almost brings back vibes of when the Patriots played the Giants to end the season of the undefeated season and then played each other again in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, that was a damn defense that sucked, but that's besides the point. All right, Bill's getting his now. Enjoy that, Bill. Mac Jones.
NFL Network's talking to Doug Peterson right now. They just threw up the Jags schedule on the sidebar. I checked it out. Week 6, Indy's going to Jacksonville. Now, this is weird for me to play the Jags twice in the first 6 weeks because we also start the season off in Jacksonville. Or I'm sorry, at home against Jacksonville. So week 6, you want to do a little meetup in Jacksonville for Uncle Rico's return?
Hey, man. I'm all about some Uncle Rico. Week 6, hey, you let me know. We can do it. We'll be all about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's going to be the starter because Nick Foles is gone now.
Hey, you never know, man. Richardson could, he could just end up winning the job outright.
I wouldn't hate that, but everything about him was a huge, impressive combine, but he's still a project. So part of me tends to think he's going to be more future.
My problem is if it wasn't Uncle Rico, if it was somebody, find a veteran, last couple of years or whatever. Let's say Matt Ryan had played better last year and everything had still played out and they still got Richardson. It would have been good to have him learn under Matt Ryan.
Right.
Learning under Uncle Rico, I don't know, but it's Uncle Rico. He might show him some things, but who knows? If Rico catches fire and they're going like, they're like 3-1 or like 3-2, he's keeping the job. So
I'm all about an open competition for that.
I think, it'll be a situation of it'll just have to see how the camp is. I think you'll be able to tell early in camp if it's going to go that way. You'll hear, how the coaches talk and such. And if they're just like, oh, we're working with them. If it's one of those things, then, Rico's probably got it. But if Rico goes like 1-7, then yeah, Richardson's going in and then there it is.
Yeah. Continuing on the holiday theme, of course, and so far I haven't seen anything else leaked, but Thanksgiving is always the big football game. And this year it's been, I feel like it's been a few years since Dallas and Washington have played each other.
Yeah, it's usually
that used to always be the thing.
Yeah, but it's either like the Cowboys or the Lions. It's like they flip and alternated between them. So it's like tradition, which I like.
Yeah.
That's all this is. This is like a tradition game. Yeah, it's Thanksgiving. It's Dallas and the Skins. Oh, sorry, the Commanders. I apologize.
You can still call them the Skins.
But the Commanders, don't even know who their quarterback is.
Yeah.
So in theory, this should be a game where Dallas puts up 30-plus points, and it's like, all right, I'm just here watching some football for fun. I'm stuffed. I'm napping. There it is.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. You never know, but I think that's how that game looks. That just
at this stage of the game, I know this is probably sacrilegious. The Cowboys are always going to play in the 4:00 time slot, but with considering how bad Washington may be, and the fact that they gave the Lions opening night, how about switch it up and have the Cowboys start Thanksgiving and I'm sure it's not going to happen, but just wishful thinking.
What the Cowboys should have opened. I would have had the Cowboys in KC, and then you could have put the Lions and somebody else. Lions and the Bears. I think there's enough interest there.
On Thanksgiving.
Why not? You're giving the Lions opening night, so hey.
I'm assuming this is lowest strength of schedule: Atlanta, New Orleans, Houston, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. Go AFC South. I mean, a lot of that just because we're playing each other. Of course, you're going to have a low strength of schedule.
I looked at that before I sent it to you, and I was like, really? New Orleans, really? I go, even though ours isn't that great either, but I'm like, really, we have the highest one? I'm like, yeah, okay, we won the division, whoop-de-doo. The Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, but they're freaking like 16th. They're middle of the road.
Yeah. That one doesn't make sense to me because they should be playing all the first. They're playing all the first place teams. How are all the first place teams? 2 games against Denver can't bring your strength schedule down that much. 2 games against Denver and the Bears, it can't bring it down that bad.
Exactly, but you're middle of the road. But the Commanders have a top 10 strength of schedule.
That's right.
Don't even know who your quarterback is, but yeah, they're tough.
They'll be flipped real quick next year.
Man, whoever's coming up with this, I want their job.
Oh, the next one. I mean, I don't think it extended past last year, but last year the NFL really went hard in on Christmas. Did a triple header. Really wanted to go for the jugular of the NBA. And so far they've leaked 2 Christmas games. Raiders, Kansas City, and Giants, Philly. 2 divisional matchups, 2 long-time rivalries. They hate each other. The fans hate each other. How do you like that? I mean, I guess we'll find out if there's a third game on Christmas. But if it's just those 2, what do you think about that?
I like the KC Raiders game. I think that's good. I'm going to find out, what the Raiders are about. There's still talent on that team. Jimmy G's there now. So, it's kind of like, New England West. So you're going to kind of see what they're going to run. So that could be entertaining. I think it'll be entertaining. Giants, Philly. I'm not sold on the Giants. I don't know. Like, I don't know if they've really solved their wide receiver situation. Saquon.
Kenny Galladay, though.
That's true. That's true. So now it's just Darius Slayton and a bunch of I don't know what. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, they did get Darren Waller, so maybe Waller does open it up for him. I can't if Waller can bounce back to what he was. But I think Saquon. I don't know if Saquon did he sign his because they tendered him.
He got tendered, yeah. He didn't get
they franchised him, so I don't know if he signed that yet. So that's still something to watch.
That's always a tricky grounds for me too, because like it is kind of a slap in the face not to give your star a contract, but at the same time, you get 5-6 years on a running back, you definitely have cause for concern with locking them up long term because you don't know how long they got in their legs left.
No, that was true. No, and that's true. But at the same time, it was like the quarterback was Danny Dimes. So you had to sit there and basically say, who's the guy we're going to give the contract to?
Mm-hmm.
And once you gave it to Danny Dimes, Saquon probably said, oh, okay. Now, mind you, Saquon should have said, you know what? Nope. I'll sign your franchise. I'll prove it. If this is my true prove it year, then so be it. And go from there. I think he's probably a little miffed.
Don't Lamar Jackson me.
Yeah, right. Don't Lamar me. So I don't know if the Giants have really improved. So I'm kind of like, all right. So maybe this game is a little competitive by maybe halftime, and then Philly just puts their foot on the throat and says, "See you later." I don't know. I'm more inclined for the Raiders KC game, personally.
Huge slate for the international games this year, and they're actually good. They're actually good games.
These are probably the best games they've had.
Yeah,
because I like the Dolphins KC game. I figured that may have been like the first game of the season. For them to move it international, because you're hearing this buzz about them wanting to expand the game over in Germany, and everyone always says the Jags are going to be the team that's going to move over there and all that. I think this really is starting that push.
Huh?
I think this is really starting that push to possibly expand into overseas.
How bad would you feel for Jags fans? They finally get good. They finally get a franchise quarterback, and now they move.
You're like, see you later. Yeah. Wow.
That's so horrible.
Like, yeah, like what can you equate it to almost like when
that's like the Sonics.
True. Or when like the Browns, when the original Browns moved to Baltimore.
And they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right? Like, really. I hope it doesn't happen, but they've always said the Jags were the team that were going to go because they've, supposedly there were always feelers out there to see, who would want to go, and their owner there would have no problem moving them.
Well, and the fact that it was still in the experimental phase, and he was all in with like, here, we can't sell out at home games anyway, so we'll play the home games over there.
Yeah.
So like I get it then. I mean, he's got to try and make money for his team, and that was the best way to make money. But it would just be so salty for them to go through that whole process. Now they're good and then they leave.
Yeah, like the whole I think about it and I'm like, okay, so how does this all work? Because you're gonna have to have at least 3 other teams out there.
Right. Just to
So
make
you're gonna do
scheduling
what?
work.
2 expansions and then 1 more team that gets moved? Like what's
Bye, Cleveland. Sorry to do it to you again, but
that's wrong. Then your fans in St. Louis. Yeah, that's how they did us. XFL, future home, Cleveland, whatever they want to call them.
Actually, those Rams, those St. Louis fans, is actually extremely comparable to the Ravens.
Yeah,
because they went out there and won a Super Bowl.
like so wrong. But no, honestly, I would watch all these games. I think the only game that if I had to sit there and pick one where I was like, it would probably be the Falcons Jags. Because like
honestly, the one I would, if I wasn't a fan, the one I would pass on would be Indy New England. Because I don't know what we're gonna be like, and New England is not great coming off.
I think people watch New England because they want to see the fall of Belichick. So I think that's what that is. But with Indy,
around the world,
dude, man, I got my candle lit. I'm ready. The day it happens, I'm gonna cry tears of joy. But I think with Indy, people, it's kind of like the Richardson watch. When's it gonna happen? When's he gonna start? So if he's for some reason starting in Germany, people are gonna want to watch him. There's gonna be eyes all over him. That's right. But I think if you're talking competitive, all those games are pretty decent.
Yeah.
So,
but like you said before, it is kind of a shame that Tyreek's homecoming isn't even in Kansas City.
Exactly. That's what when I had looked and saw who like the opponents were, I'm like, oh man, he's got to be going to Arrowhead. It's too perfect.
Yeah.
Nope, we're gonna send it to Germany or Bratwurst. There you go. Hey, give them a great game. Like I said, man, the fans in Germany. I remember when I watched the Bucks Seahawks game last year. Those fans loved it. They ate it up. I was impressed. Mm-hmm. After the game was over, those fans were still in the stands having a great time. So I think it's great for the league in that aspect.
It makes a lot of sense because that's what soccer's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
party.
And if it works out and they move out 4 teams out there, then hey, so be it. More football, the better. I'm not going to complain because they're not moving Tampa out there. They're moving the Jags out there. So, hey.
We may have to take a quick diversion because they just put up the Thursday night football schedule.
Oh, Lord.
Minnesota at Philly. Giants at San Francisco.
Ooh.
Lions at Packers.
Oh,
you're going to love the next one. Bears at Washington.
What?
Denver at Kansas City.
All right.
Jacksonville at New Orleans.
Okay, I guess.
Tampa at Buffalo.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, it is.
I feel bad for Buffalo.
Old AFC Central rivalry, Tennessee at Pittsburgh.
That'll be a fun game, I think, maybe. I don't know whoever's quarterbacking.
The next one's going to be really intriguing because of the trade. Carolina at Chicago. Oh, they just took it down. Why would you take it down? Oh, just leave it up. They must be ending the interview with Al Michaels. Oh, we didn't even get through it all. Oh, we'll pull that up later. We'll find out later. Oh, that was so weird.
Okay.
All right, so we only got about through half of it. So, I mean, what do you think about it? I should take
Seems better than last year's. Because last year's
floor was down here.
Like you had to be like sub 500 to get on Amazon football. You legit had one of the teams had to be like sub 500. So it's not bad, you gotta give Chicago a chance, with Justin Fields. You're showcasing the young talent, so I get it. And Amazon's gonna, they're gonna do it. They're gonna try to grab whatever they can.
let's find out because we've gone through all our topics. So let's go and see if I can find that somewhere. You didn't. I know your eyes bugged out at that Minnesota matchup. You don't like that, the Philly Minnesota in week 2?
I don't trust Minnesota. Like Minnesota got lucky last year. Let's be realistic. How many games did they win in the last? They just pulled out by the skin of their teeth. There's no way that team is going to be able to do that this year. Like this is Kirk Cousins' last hurrah. Like they literally would have to make the conference championship game for them to even want to keep him. Like I think this is the swan song.
Yeah.
So, because they were talking about even trading, Dalvin Cook and all of this. Like that defense is older now. Like they may win the division by default, but I wouldn't surprise me if the Lions won it.
I think the Lions should. I mean, I guess you have to say Minnesota is the favorite, but I personally I think like the smart money would be on Detroit, assuming that defense is somewhat improved. Now they bring it back up. I just found the friggin' schedule online, but now they bring it back on TV. Whatever, screw these.
Of course they did, because you're gonna go back and forth. You know that.
All right, so what do you think about week 2? Giants at Niners. Very early in the season, so there's probably not going to be unless they each get obliterated in the first 2 weeks of the season.
Giants, San Fran. I'm going to say San Fran. I would take San Fran.
But like as far as the quality of the matchup,
are
you satisfied with that?
You know what? The Giants were a playoff team last year. Like you can't knock them. They were a playoff team, so of course they're going to get their due. So it's not bad. I'm hoping that the Giants are competitive. I really am. I think they pulled a lot of stuff out of hats as well. They played with a lot of guts and stuff, and I get it. And I just don't know if they've added enough to that team to say, okay, we're taking the next step. I think they may hover where they're at. I think they'll be a playoff team. I think they could go back to back in the playoffs because how weak the NFC is. Like, let's be honest. Like, that's why.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Niners will beat them, I think.
Next one, last Thursday night game of September. Jordan Love's debut on Thursday Night Football. They play the Lions. What's Jordan Love going to look like by week 4?
I don't know. He's been played barely adequate, I guess. Like if you look at his stats, he was all right. Nothing, I think they're going to be a run heavy kind of team because, they still got, the guys in the backfield. Their defense is still solid. They got a good defense. I'm not gonna bury the Packers, but without Aaron Rodgers, you kind of have to sit there and say, okay, so what are you now? I think there'll be a lot more run and screens and stuff like that till he gets whatever the final product is.
I'm laughing because Nate Burleson is live picking the Dolphins schedule.
Ooh. Ooh.
He's already got them with 5 losses by week 12.
What?
He's already got them with 5 losses by week. Oh, there's 6. Oh, that's not Nate Burleson. I'm sorry. I had the browser was cutting off his face. 7, 8, 9 and 8.
Are you kidding me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's got the Dolphins at 9 and 8. Whoever that guy was, I don't recognize him. It's not Nate Burleson. I thought he was from his profile.
That is ridiculous. That's horrible.
We'll have to go through that just for Lou. We'll have to go through that in a little bit.
That's wrong, man. Like,
I don't even want to ask you about Chicago, Washington, because that just sounds miserable.
That's like if you've got to fill up a spot on your fantasy team, and you're like, all right, who can I take? I need some points.
I need a new kicker for the week.
You're like, all right, I guess I needed a quarterback. I took Fields, I guess, and and that's all. Yeah.
Denver, Kansas City could go one of two ways. Either Sean Payton could breathe life into Russ, and this could be really good, or Denver could be the Denver of last year, and they could get annihilated.
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be world beaters. I could be absolutely wrong, but I think what's going to happen is Sean Payton, and he's already done that, kind of walked in and said, "This is my world. This is what we do." Russ, you don't need that office anymore. You need to be out here with the regular folk, with the rest of us,
the commoners, the peasants.
Yep, be here with the commoners because your office isn't helping you here. And I think they'll make some noise this year. So I think it could be good. I'm expecting more from Denver. They've got to do more. They've got talent. There's no way they can be any worse than they were. No way.
Either that or Eddie from Craft Brews R is going to be on our live stream every week lamenting them.
We're gonna buy Russ jerseys and just wear them.
That's right.
Just be like,
we should screen print orange T-shirts that just say "Let's Ride" across the chest.
Let's ride, and on the back, Russ out of town. Because if they go bad, that's what they're going to be screaming.
Now, I brought this up before. It's the day. It's actually your birthday eve. Jags at Saints.
Yo, look, Trevor Lawrence is going to eat them up. Trevor Lawrence is going to eat them up. Because for some reason, the Saints swear they're legit. They swear they're legit. Now, mind you, they've picked up pieces this year, but like you did Winston wrong. Now, mind you, I was not the biggest Winston fan by any stretch of the imagination, but he was supposed to be the guy. You bring in Carr, and now you think all of a sudden your guys are going to be elite again? Come on now. You almost shopped Michael Thomas out of town. You don't know if Kamara is going to be there because he's got legal issues.
Bad one.
You know what? Their offense kind of reminds me of Kansas City. We've got like these second and third tier guys, and we expect our quarterback to elevate them. Derek Carr, he's a solid quarterback, and no disrespect, but I don't think he's an elevator. He doesn't elevate guys to that next level. So, nope. And the Jags are good. The Jags are legit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sit there and say they're not the Lions where you're like, oh, now they're going to take that next step. Like, when people are going to play the Jags, they're going to be like, oh, okay.
The Jags are already on it. I mean, they won a playoff game. They won a very close playoff game, and then they hung with Kansas City for a little bit. They've
got talent on that team. And they're only going to get better. So, man, Jags are going to tear that up.
Do you even want to go over Tampa at Buffalo?
Hey, I feel bad for Buffalo. It's going to be tough. It's the Baker Bay show, baby. I'm going to tell you, man, right now, and I'm going to homer for about 30 seconds if I've got to. I'm telling you, man, Tampa's defense is solid. That offensive line is going to be much improved. And honestly, you don't know what you're getting with Buffalo. This could be a game where if it's close enough, the Bucks could pull it off. The Bucks still have a quality defense. It's not like everybody left once Tom left. You still got Mike Evans. You got Chris Godwin. They've got quality running backs. Like, that team is still legit. And that defense with Winfield in the backfield, freaking Jamel Dean, like, those guys are legit. No one's scared of. I don't think anyone is scared of Buffalo anymore. I really don't.
No, because now they have the old Buffalo doubt creeping back in.
Exactly.
In a few years, everyone's had the expectations and they haven't done it.
So Buffalo now has to sit there and say, you know what? No one believes in us. Then we've got to go in and start smacking people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have that in them.
Running right through the season, first Thursday of November. An old AFC Central matchup, Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Tennessee collapsed last year. Pittsburgh was pretty bad to average. Is there any kind of hope that this is going to be a decent matchup?
Well, the question is kind of like in Tennessee, who's their quarterback? I guess it's going to be Ryan unless Will Levis just lights it up. Rumor is they're going to get rid of, Malik there. There's rumors they're going to trade him off.
That'd
So
be
it's like,
sad.
who's the quarterback? There's still little rumblings about, are they going to trade Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
Because the rumor mill was hot that he was going to Philly.
Well, if they're gonna do it, they better hurry up. Draft is gone. Draft is past now.
It's past now, but you know what? You still would get something for him.
Sure.
They'll definitely take and he's pretty durable. So even if they threw him a couple second rounders, they'll take it. But I think the Steelers could be sneaky. Kenny Pickett's he's moving up. He's showing that he's got some talent. They've got some guys out there that can play. They're not horrible. And let's be realistic. Tomlin never has a losing season. He hasn't had a losing season in forever. He somehow ekes out a 500 every year.
Which is like, is that really what the fans want? Like, okay, yeah, that's an impressive streak, but you're not winning anything at 500.
There's going to be a point where, yes, they will start to say, hey, man, like, we need something.
Yeah.
Just like in New England. All right, well, supposedly it was Bill and not Tom. So what are you bringing me today? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think there'll be a point in Pittsburgh where they're like, but I also think Pittsburgh is loyal. So they'll sit there and say, this is what they're more realist. This is what we have. Yeah, we're going to roll with it.
Yeah.
So, but now Pittsburgh will probably be an ugly game, but I could see Pittsburgh winning that.
Well, there's no more leaks right now because they're just chit-chatting with Pete Carroll.
Oh, darn it, Pete. Who wants to talk to Pete?
The next Thursday night game, they're not very good teams, but I kind of like the intrigue because of the draft, because of the trade for the number 1 draft pick. Carolina at Chicago. So Bryce Young going in there going to make Chicago fans upset that they could have had him.
Like you said, because of the trade and everything, I think you sit there and these teams kind of look at each other and say, okay, well, should we have made the trade? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. This is what we've got. It's the continued progression of Justin Fields. Now, does he take that leap now as a passer? He's got his number 1. He's got some pieces there. Carolina's going to be interesting. They've got a lot of pieces. They've got a solid nucleus, there. So now you're going to see what Frank does. Your man Frank. Your man Frank. So I think it'll be an entertaining game. Young talent. I like these games because I go in with no expectation because you're seeing the young talent and you're kind of seeing what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
these teams really have to get off to a truly horrible start for us to lose our luster on them so far.
Yeah, like literally you would have to bench literally everybody, and I'd have to be like, really?
Next one, longtime AFC North rivalry, and it actually looks good now that contract with Lamar is finally done. Cincinnati at Baltimore. That's a great matchup.
There's no doubt it's good. I know Lamar, once he signed the contract, was talking about, I'd like to throw for 6,000 yards because of all the weapons I have. Now, that's great and all, but you really need to be realistic of what you have. Now, you got OBJ. Not taking anything away from him, but what OBJ are you going to get? Yeah. Are you going to get the one from when that first half in the Super Bowl with the Rams before he got hurt? Or is he going to come back and be BJ?
Yeah. BJ.
BJ. You still got Mark Andrews, great tight end. Zay Flowers, you drafted. The kid's a burner. Got some talent there. Like on the receiving line, you guys are good. Now, Lamar's got to throw the ball. All right, so you're not going to run. You're going to throw. Okay, well, let's see the arm you got.
Well, if they have any health in the backfield as bad as last year, he just has no choice.
It's every year with them, man. Every year their running backs are going down. It's like literally in fantasy, you take a Ravens running back from week 1 to 5, and then like 11 to 16 or whatever. Anything in between, you don't touch because you ain't gonna have anybody. Yeah. So like they've got pieces. The defense is decent. It's decent. I don't know if they're not elite. they're probably that second tier, I guess. I don't even know that if you really sit there and you look at it. Yeah. But it'll be good to see Lamar and see what that offense is because it's a whole new, coordinator and things like that. So we'll see. Lamar now has to put his money where his mouth is.
That's right. Literally.
Literally.
The next one we already talked about. It's not technically a Thursday night game. It's the Black Friday game. We won't rehash that.
Yay, Aaron Rodgers!
Last Thursday of November, literally the last day of November, actually. Seattle at Dallas. Kind of like that. Hopefully Gino's the same Gino.
Now, they got this game. Yeah, you're going to see if Seattle's taking the next step.
Mm-hmm.
They got Bobby Wagner, but they re-signed Bobby Wagner. He's there for 1 year.
And a hugely impressive draft.
Yeah. They drafted well. They had to. They really had to. They needed to really infuse that team, and they did extremely well in the draft. So, yeah, you're going to kind of see what the progression with Gino and everybody is there. Because don't forget, Tyler Lockett's kind of getting long in the tooth.
Mm-hmm.
So you got DK, you've got, Walker at your running back position. So they've got talent. Defense is solid. I think bringing back Bobby Wagner was smart. It's a veteran voice there, especially, with the backers and stuff like that. So, and they've got great corners. So it could be a good game. It could be, it could be a playoff matchup. Very well could be.
Last four, the December games. First one is a rivalry, old rivalry from your heart. New England at Pittsburgh. Why does Pittsburgh have 2 Thursday night games? Holy Lord.
You know what it is? It's just, it's kind of like college basketball, the Blue Bloods. Like you have those teams where you put them on, and everyone knows the Steelers travel well. It's a guaranteed view. So by that time, the Steelers are probably putting the nail in the Pats' coffin. It's like, whatever, no one cares.
Oh, you think it's gonna be that way, not the other way around.
No, I don't trust New England at all. Their defense is good. That offense is, no one knows what that is. I don't think Belichick likes Mac Jones. I think he made a mistake. I think Mac Jones, if he was had gone to another team, would probably be better off. Mac Jones got screwed in New England. Let's be realistic here. I think the guy's got talent, but he needs a change of pace. And they were shopping him. At that point, just trade me. Trade me.
Shanahan liked him. Imagine if he went to San Francisco. Maybe they wouldn't have these issues they have when they can't keep one healthy.
You never know what could happen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. If Mac Jones could end up in San Francisco, they could be good. Because I think Mac Jones has talent. He just needs to be in a good system. And when you got Matt Patricia running your offense, that's not a system. That's giving a 3-year-old the controller and playing Madden. Here you go, kid. Go crazy. And he's chewing on the nubs, just eating the controller. That's Matt Patricia offense for you. Okay?
What are you trying to prove?
Exactly. So no, I think the Steelers will win that game. Now watch, I'll play this back that week and I'll be like, dang, the New England put up 40 points and all hell broke loose. But
like Tom leaves, this is what I have to deal
with. Yeah, no.
Tom calls it a career and now I have to deal with this shit.
Nope. See ya, get fun with that. But no, I think the Steelers will end it all there. You watch it because I think people will watch it because it's always that, remember when it was Ben and Tom? Now you're like, it's Kenny Pickett and Mac Jones.
What a sloppy seconds indeed.
Hey, but if you're the Steelers, man, you guys are still playing for that 500 record, so go to it. Or New England could be the team that ends their chance at 500 as it gets close to the end of the season.
Oh, Bill ends it for Tomlin.
And they'll probably hang a banner up there in Foxborough there for that.
That's right. Now they're the meme, not Indianapolis anymore.
Hey, it's okay to be an AFC finalist. That's cool.
Oh, God.
Do they sell that?
I hope not.
Because you know how you can get like the Super Bowl mini ones. If I go to Indy and they have it, I will buy it. I'll hang it over Tom's head, over there. AFC finalist, right there, just for you, buddy.
Oh God, the abuse I take. Next up. Now, mind you, this is with 4 weeks left in the season because, of course, there's no Thursday night game the final week. Chargers at Raiders. So, what's this going to be like at this point in the season? Are the Raiders going to have any kind of juice by this point, or are the Chargers going to walk in and dust them? It's, as much as the Chargers can't dust them, because Lord knows they like to collapse.
I honestly think the pressure is this year. There's no doubt the pressure is on the Chargers. Like they need to show out this year. They've got the weapons. There's no shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's Herbert's second, third year, yada yada. He's still young. Like he's proven he's got talent. They need to go in and handle business. We haven't looked at their schedule, so we don't know. So I'm assuming that this is no doubt for a playoff spot. No doubt. So the Chargers need to do what they need to do.
Not to derail too much, but do you like the new marriage of Kellen Moore and Herbert?
Yes. I think it'll help him. I think it'll open up that offense. He's got weapons. He's got an arm. There's not much more you can do with that team. That defense is great. Like they're primed. Like this is it. Like if you can't, get it done and at least battle for, be at least one game out of the division and be a thorn in KC's side by this point, then I don't know. I don't know what else you have to do.
Right. What is this? The Rams? This has to be the Rams. Yeah. The Raiders can't be on 2 weeks in a row. Saints at Rams. Saints at Rams. I don't know what year Amazon thought this was when they picked this one. Did they think it was Drew Brees and
Aaron Donald? I don't even know who. I assume Stafford's going to be starting. I guess he's okay. I don't know. But Rams are horrible. Let's be realistic. You traded off Ramsey to the Dolphins. I'm surprised Aaron Donald's sticking around. There was questions whether your coach was coming back. What do you have? Oh, you got rid of Allen Robinson, I believe, too. So, that hurts you. Not really, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, what? The Rams are bad. They mortgaged their future on a Super Bowl, which a lot of teams do now because that's the thing.
That happens.
Because it's win now. We don't care what we look like 2 or 3 years later. And now the Rams are just ugly.
Yeah.
The Bucks signed John Wolford there, their third string guy. Remember John Wolford when he played in the play and he was like the hot thing and then he got hurt and that was it?
Yeah.
Now he's the Bucks number 3. He's the Bucks 3. So you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know what the Rams are going to be. It's a hot mess. If they win more than 5 games, I'd be impressed.
And the final one, you're going to love this. The final Thursday night game of the season.
Do I even want to know?
Aaron Rodgers again at the Cleveland Browns. Your face said it all.
All right.
Before you give your thoughts, I don't know how we've gone an hour into this broadcast on NFL Network and they haven't talked Sunday Night Football. So I'm going to go ahead and try and see if I can find Sunday night.
You do that. My camera's acting weird. Stay.
So I'm going to try and find those schedules and you can give your thoughts on this awful way to end the Thursday night slate.
That's just ridiculous. Heck, man, that's horrible. Here's the thing. In theory, Cleveland's supposed to be good, right?
Yeah.
Let's be realistic here.
In theory, we say that every year.
Sorry, everybody. In theory, Cleveland gave away the moon, the stars, everything for Watson, and Watson was last year, so everyone's assuming he's going to bounce back and be the Watson of Houston lore. Who knows? They're not horrible. They've got pieces. They're good. They're solid. They're definitely a 500 team with the pieces they have. Now we're all assuming that the Jets are going to be 13-4, like what's his name over there said, picking 13-4. The Jets could absolutely backfire and be like 8-9 and just sitting there.
Yeah.
So I would love for this game to kind of be like the Lions game of last year, because literally I will buy. Now I wouldn't buy a Watson jersey, like a Myles Garrett jersey. I'll rock the Myles Garrett or Chubb to watch this all fall apart. No problem. But
would you ever have guessed, because they just threw up the Lions full schedule on the screen, would you ever have guessed the Lions would have 5 primetime games in a season?
If you had told me 3, I would have believed it. 4, I would have been like, but 5? No.
That's a lot.
They're drinking the Kool-Aid. They're drinking the Kool-Aid. And I get it. They were a great story last year. But now if they end up, just falling apart, my question now is when do the flexes take effect? Because now the way that the schedule and everything is, the games aren't tied to networks anymore. So these games could be anywhere. Are they going to say, okay, week 4, Lions are 1-3, let's start flexing them out because we know they suck. They're 1-7, like they're not good. Let's flex them.
Hey, you know how the Lions play at the end of the season? They could start 1-3 and still wind up with 11 wins.
You know what? Probably. There's no doubt. Yeah, you're right. I'll give you that. So you can't really start flexing them till like week 12, week 13. Then you're like, all right, Lions, you've proven it.
Well, flex is a good transition because typically when games get flexed, they go into Sunday night. So let's go through Sunday night. And normally we don't really worry about the quality of the matchups on Sunday night. They're usually pretty solid.
Yeah.
We start off the season with 2 divisional matchups: Cowboys Giants, Dolphins Patriots.
Giants, Cowboys, I'm more inclined to enjoy.
And I feel like they always pick, unless there's some reason, like I know they picked Brady a couple times recently, but unless there's some what's the word? It's like sore thumb to pick out and put on week 1 opening night, Sunday night. It's usually Cowboys Giants.
Yeah. So I get that they usually play each other tough. So I have no problem with that. Dolphins, Patriots, yeah, division, I guess, but I'll watch it because I want to.
Now the next one's going to blow my mind because the Steelers, another primetime Steelers game at the Raiders. Why do the Steelers? We're already at 3 and we haven't even looked at Monday yet.
Wow,
This is literally like you said. The league just grabbing the eyeballs because they know Pittsburgh's a draw. This team's not good. Why do they have 3? Why do they have at least 3 primetime games that we've already gone through?
They must believe that they're going to be good this year. They must think that they must know something that we don't know. I'll tell you this though, if they end up by mid-season and they're in the mix and they're good, man, they know the script. There's a script. I'm gonna start betting Steeler games. Why? Because that's the only thing I can think of, because I know that they're decent, but I'm not putting them on 3-4 times. No, but they travel well. They're blue bloods of the league. So there you go. Give them your Steelers.
Next one, October 1st, first Monday Night Football of October. Chiefs at Jets. QB1 versus QB2.
The question is, who the lesser of the 2 evils, who do I pick? Who do I want to lose more? I'll be honest.
Shit. They have 8. Chiefs have 8 primetime games.
Of course they do. I'm surprised it's not 10. I was going to say they just don't play every night.
Yeah.
Like,
Give him the Bucks treatment.
like I sit here and I bang on Aaron Rodgers, but I'd like Aaron Rodgers to win that game. I would like Aaron Rodgers to win that game because I'm done. I'm done with Patrick Mahomes. I'm done with the Chiefs. I'm done with it. Like, I can't. Like, I'm all depressed now. Like, do I really want to watch football that night? Like, do I really want to watch that? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sad.
Next, okay, maybe this will pick you up because the next two are two like old school football nostalgia 90s matchups.
All right, I can rock that.
Week 5, Cowboys Niners.
That'll be good.
Week 6, Giants Bills.
All right, not bad. The Cowboys Niners, yeah. I always like that. That's always got that feel to it. You're thinking Montana and stuff like that. So that's cool. I can dig that. Giants Buffalo, yeah, it's not bad. Both teams are kind of like a prove it kind of deal. I think Buffalo more than the Giants. Well, no, actually, no, the Giants are proving it too. They're like, yeah, we made it last year to the playoffs. We're legit. We need to prove it. And, Buffalo's like, we're still an elite team. Don't forget about us. So, no, that's a good matchup. I can rock with that.
Next two aren't great. Now, the one after that is, but the next two are not great. Dolphins at Eagles, Bears at Chargers.
Dolphins at Eagles, that's good. I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
I kind of do because you know what? It's the same thing. I think people are just forgetting the Dolphins. Waddle, Tyreek. As long as Tua can stay healthy, like they've got a good team. So I think that'll be a good one. I don't think that'll be bad. And what was the other one?
Bears and Chargers.
Oh, jeez.
Really? It's not even in Chicago.
Oh, good Lord. So you want me to be more excited for that one than the freaking Eagles and Dolphins?
No, I was thinking you weren't going to be excited for either one of them.
No, because you know what? There's star power in that first game. So I'm like, all right, fine. There's something for those teams probably to play for.
At least get you to halftime.
Exactly. Like the Chargers, really? Against the Bears, that should be done by the mid-second quarter.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, they're showcasing the young talent. Like, there's not much more you can say. Chicago could surprise somebody. They could.
Week 9, 1st November Sunday night game. This one. Oh, here's Joe Buck. So they must be talking about Monday night soon. Week 9 Sunday night football. This is a good one. Bills at Bengals.
That's a good one. That one, I believe. Well, it's a rematch of the last game that didn't finish and everything like that with Damar Hamlin and all that.
That's right.
But I think, again, for Buffalo, they got to prove that they're still an elite team because everyone's handing the the AFC East to the Jets. Like Buffalo's getting kind of swept to the side. It's kind of like the Jets have now become the older brother, the cool older brother, and then like the other teams are like the little nerdy brothers that no one wants to hang out with. So it's like, hey, don't forget about us. Or like the friends who hang out with the cool quarterback, and it's like, well, we're cool too. And everyone's like, no, you're not. No one cares about you. So no, I think that could be a good game. I like that.
Next one, Aaron Rodgers again. Jets at Raiders. There's a little bit of intrigue in there just because maybe it wasn't a real rumor. Maybe it was just a rumor between us, but we were thinking he could go to Vegas. Rodgers.
Yeah, that's where we thought we were like, oh, that's a perfect spot. It's ready to go. Like he's got freaking Adams back there. He's ready to go. I think it could be a fun game. That's definitely a measuring stick for the Raiders. Who knows? The Raiders could be that team that we are sleeping on and they just blow up.
Yeah.
But no, that could be fun. I could roll with that. They're not that bad. I kind of dig these. These are pretty good.
Vikings at Broncos.
Gosh. This is kind of like when you're watching two old boxers who had past glory beat the hell out of each other just because they want a paycheck. It's kind of like George Foreman after the Foreman Grill. And then like Roy Jones, and they just like want to beat each other up because they're gonna make like $50 million each.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all for fantasy. That's all that a game is.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't disagree. The next one, this is the Sunday of Thanksgiving, Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
They're not bad. Ravens and Chargers.
Could be good.
That's two. How many? Oh, the other one was a little whiles back. I was thinking the Chargers got like 2 and 3 weeks or something.
That's good. That's playoff positioning right there. I could see that.
Yeah.
That's good.
First weekend of December, Chiefs at Packers. I don't know why you would think this is a good idea, unless you just think because it's in December, maybe it's gonna be cold, maybe it's gonna be snowing, maybe Mahomes won't be as Mahomesy.
Is it an Arrowhead?
Nope.
Ooh. So you're saying there's a chance?
Samsonite. I was way off. Jordan Love. I was way off.
Oh man. Yeah, like first half, that's a first half watch, unless for some reason if like the Packers are up by 3 at half, then I'm sticking with it till the Chiefs take the lead and then I'm done. But
going to work bloodshot eyes in the morning.
Yeah, like I watched that because I thought they had a chance. They lied to me. Yeah, that game's horrible.
Next one, good, solid, reliable divisional matchup, Eagles at Cowboys.
Ooh, could be for division lead.
Yeah. Or at least the edge. At least the edge if it's close.
Yeah, exactly. So could be vital.
Ravens at Jaguars.
Ooh.
That's actually not bad.
No.
I need to train my brain to accept that the Jaguars are good now.
Yeah, because forever and a day we're like, oh, good Lord, it's the Jaguars. Look at that hot mess, the Jags. No, that possibly could be a division type game. Very well.
This one's interesting. So week 16 is Christmas Eve, but they have 2 games listed. So I don't know, unless I could find it somewhere. They write it up somewhere why that is like that? I don't think so. They don't have. There's no explanation for that. But week 16, for whatever reason, has 2 games on Christmas Eve, Sunday Night Football: Bengals, Steelers, and Bills, Chargers.
Bengals, Steelers
again.
Was it Bengals, Steelers, and who?
Bills, Chargers.
Bills, Chargers will be really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I mean, it's just take that one. Why do they need to list 2? I don't know why they're listing 2, but
because it's the NFL. You need all that football.
Like, is NBC have 2 games on Christmas Eve? Is that what's happening?
Unless it's going to be on a stream or something. Unless maybe
a Peacock game, a Peacock exclusive game, maybe.
Might be. I don't know if they're doing that this year, but it could be.
That would be interesting. Yeah, that's a weird one.
Even if it's not, even if it's like a 1-4 or whatever, still it's.
Yeah, that's an odd one. I mean, Bills Chargers though is definitely the sexy one of the 2.
Yeah. The other one is. I guess if I'm getting ready for football during the day or whatever, okay, it's on, and then boom, I'm ready to rock out to the Bills Chargers.
Yeah, and then here's an interesting one. This is on obviously the last week of the season. We won't know, but week 17, the last known Sunday Night Football game is Packers Vikings, which is really strange because this is also listed as New Year's Eve.
Packers.
So there you go. There's your reason to stay up and not watch the ball drop.
Because I want to watch Jordan Love and Kirk Cousins battle it out.
That might be, that might be the equivalent of watching Ryan Seacrest on tape delay.
That's true. Very true. You know what? That'll be the game that Jordan Love knocks the Vikings out of the playoffs. Watch. Watch. It'll come down to that game, and all of a sudden Jordan Love will look like Aaron Rodgers.
Oh. All right. So overall, the one thing that sticks out to me is why are the Steelers on so many games? But overall, what do you think of the Sunday night slate?
I think it's solid. I like the schedule overall.
Yeah.
I think I like a lot of the division games. Especially towards the end of the year, I like that. There's a lot of intrigue. Yeah, overall, I think it's a solid schedule.
Monday, they just had Joe Buck on. They were talking about it. So I didn't want to derail our conversation, so we'll get to that now. Week 1, of course, is Bills at Jets. Of course, it's in New York. It's actually Monday. The first Monday night game has to be September 11th. So that's two New York teams, or a New York team and a New Jersey team, technically.
Yeah. I think it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
A
little bit of a sellout for the Rodgers buzz, but I guess it is what it is.
The league's going to cash in on it. Point blank.
Do you think Rodgers is going to? Because this is interesting because Buffalo had, was it last year? They lost. Buffalo lost to they lost opening night last year.
I think they did. They?
Was that the Rams?
No, wait a minute. No, I think they beat the Rams.
Oh, they won. Okay.
I think they beat the Rams.
Okay. All right. Then my question's null and void.
I think they beat the Rams.
So do you think Buffalo is going to get some, it's not really revenge, but some comeuppance, I guess, for lack of a better word, for the way last season ended and get a better result to start the season? Or do you think the hype is real and Aaron Rodgers is going to get a dub to start off his Jets career?
I think people are kind of sleeping Buffalo because of the way it happened last year, because it could go either of two ways. It could either be, they're galvanized. They're like, this is it. It's us against the world. No one believes in us, and they just go through and pull off greatness, or they just fall apart. And next thing you know, there's whispers of trades for Diggs and everybody under the sun. Because honestly, I think they've been kind of disrespected. Now, mind you, everyone pretty much handed them the division the last couple of years, rightfully so. They were the best team in the division. Now you throw Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, and all of a sudden they're a Super Bowl contender. The Jets have talent, no doubt, but you still got to build on that. And we know how Aaron is when it comes to building rapport with wide receivers. You drop a ball, he won't look at you for weeks. But then it's your fault. He doesn't work with anybody. So I think Buffalo is kind of sitting there saying, okay, no one thinks we can do anything. We don't care. We're just going to go in and blow everybody out and do what we need to do. So it wouldn't surprise me if Buffalo goes in there and just smacks him in the mouth real quick and says, don't forget about us.
Humble Rodgers right off the bat.
Exactly. And being in New York, he's going to have to, because if they have a rocky start, New York doesn't care about you. They don't care about what you did for the Packers.
Evan Roberts is going to rip him apart the next morning.
Exactly. They're going to be like, well, when Brett Favre came here, he did great for us. What did you do? So I think the AFC East really needs to watch Buffalo.
Yeah. Week 2 is an interesting one. 2 of your divisional rivals. I kind of like and it's an early start, 7-15 for some reason. I don't quite know why they would start week 2 early, but whatever. I like that they're showcasing the number 1 pick so early. Saints at Panthers. Assuming he's starting, but I would have to assume he's going to start because they didn't exactly.
I think he does. I think Bryce is starting. He's got to.
Yeah.
Be a fun game.
This is why. I see why. Sorry to interrupt you. There's 2. That's why one's an early start. There's 2 on week 2.
Oh, really? 2? So they usually do 2 on like the first week.
Yeah.
But there's 2 games on the second week? Ooh, really?
Okay. There's usually 2. It is usually the first week. I think there is a double header, typically always because they kind of get screwed the last week of the season.
Okay.
So the other game is Browns at Steelers, which Steelers again, another primetime game. I digress. I think we got to be able to get 8 Steelers primetime games right now. It feels like
exactly, because it's the Steelers. But the first game, no, I think the first game will be good. you'll see what Carolina is. I think everyone's going to want to see what Frank is going to do with this quarterback and these solid pieces they've thrown together. I think people want to see if the Saints are still the Saints, and people still have this idea of, oh yeah, these are Drew Brees' Saints, but they're not. This isn't Sean Payton's Saints. This is a different team. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this goes about.
Kevin McHale ain't walking through that door. Robert Parrish ain't walking through that door. That's going to be Dennis
Joe
Allen.
Horn ain't walking through that door.
That'll be Dennis Allen by week 5.
He's like, I'm walking out the door. And then what was the second? And what was the second? Oh, the second game was Steelers and who?
Browns at Steelers.
It could be good. Like I don't want to throw away the Browns. Like I don't want to. Like there's talent on that team. So it could be interesting. I think these lower tier teams in the AFC were kind of, because we're so enamored with how much top heavy greatness there is in the AFC when it comes to those teams. The middle tiers and such, they're not bad teams. They could make some noise. So I think that could be a good game. I think it's a solid game.
Week 3, as weird as that was, talking about 2 games on Monday night on week 2, they're doing it again week 3. Back-to-back weeks early in the season of 2 competing games on Monday night.
They're cashing in, man. They're like, we got to get everything in.
And it's not like the old type of Monday night doubleheader was like 7 and 10. They're only an hour apart.
So that means they're probably doing one on ESPN and then one on ESPN Plus
on ABC.
Oh, it's ABC. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this one, week 3, Eagles at Buccaneers.
Okay.
And Rams at Bengals.
Okay, first of all, the Rams at Bengals. Who wants to watch that?
Joe Burrow's gonna shit on them.
Joe Burrow's gonna be sitting at halftime. He's like, all right, I'm done. Like, all right, I guess you got to give the Rams a game. I don't know. Bucks at Philly. Oh man.
No, it's in Tampa. It's in Tampa.
Oh, see, there's a chance. There's
6 tonight.
I'm telling you. It'll be a good game. I think everyone wants to see the aftermath of Brady. Like, because Brady left, no one knew who the quarterback was going to be. A lot of people down here were like, all right, it's Trask's time, it's Kyle's time, let's do it. You bring in Baker. Baker was solid at the end of the season for the Rams. I think Baker in the right scenario, in the right situation, can flourish. I'm not gonna lie. I'm intrigued to see what he does here, and he's got enough pieces where he doesn't have to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the line has been front line's been improved. It's got running backs. Of course, you got Mike Evans, future Hall of Famer. People need to put some respect on that man's name.
Respect.
MK13. Respect on his name. Chris Godwin, Russell Gage. We got some talent on this team. So, of course, like I said, the Eagles right now are the class of the NFC. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, the Bucks are going to put 40 on them and that's it. It's good. I think, the Bucks are going to find out who they are this year. But I don't think it's a horrible game. I'd rather watch that than freaking the Rams and Bengals.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Like, really? Is Cam Akers even the running back this year? I don't even know. The Rams are just horrid. It's horrible. Jeez, why? I guess they felt bad for the Rams. Like, we gotta give them at least one primetime game. Here, we'll put you on week 3. That's why they did it. They're like, we feel bad for you. Week 3.
Next week, week 4, Geno comes home. Seahawks at Giants.
Seahawks at Giants?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I think this is one of those games, like, for the Giants to kind of prove where they're at, what they are. So it could be entertaining. It's either going to be close till the end, or the Seahawks are just going to run them out of the building. So like you said, I don't hate it. It's better. The benchmark for me to tolerate the game is the Rams and Bengals. So right there, that's better than Rams and Bengals. I don't know how worse you can get.
I'm keeping tabs on the screen right now because they're picking the Eagles schedule. So I'll let you know when they.
They're picking Eagles to beat Tampa. Come on.
Well, so far they got them. So far they got them at 9-0.
Oh Lord, here we go. They're gonna go undefeated. Here we go.
Oh, there it is. There's the first L. They got them losing to Kansas City.
Of course. Of course, they're gonna lose to Kansas City.
Rebound and beating Buffalo.
I bet you
beating the Niners. Well, I guess we won't know what the Niners are.
Yeah, so you got to give them the Niners game because you don't know.
Wait, no, he just flipped them. He just flipped both of those. He has them losing. He has them winning 9 straight into the bye and losing 3 in a row. This is also the same man that picked the Dolphins at 9-8. Whoever this mystery analyst is.
The mystery analyst, they got him covered. He's like, his voice is all like, you know, this is who I pick for week 9.
Yo, they're not going to finish the schedule?
No, because they want you to watch for 12 hours, Jake.
Oh, God.
People got lives, bro. Just watch
No. I mean, it's there. Like, it's still, they're still, like, they just, like, cut away to a freaking full screen of Jalen Hurts Super Bowl numbers. Like, you couldn't just pick the last 4 games. They were there. They were there.
Because they got to sit there and tell you why they got to that point, and then they're going to bring you back.
God, this is horrible producing. I can't even. Maybe I'm glad. Maybe I'm glad. I'm really glad. It makes me glad to be here with you producing live streams because I don't have to deal with this nonsense on real TV.
I'm glad I can help you through that, sir. Because of my quality knowledge of the NFL, my in-depth knowledge.
Next one, Packers at Raiders. Anything to talk on there?
No, the Raiders can't beat them. Then I don't know what. I'm not trying to bury the Packers, but I would think the Raiders have enough to beat them. I would think.
Next one up's actually pretty decent. I like this one. October 16th, Cowboys at Chargers.
That's good. I like that one. You know, some people would say, "Oh, it's a possible Super Bowl matchup."
Yeah, and right about halfway through the season too, roughly.
Yeah, so I think it's good. You know, 2 high-powered teams going at it. Yeah, I like it.
Niners at Vikings. I don't love it.
It's incomplete for me. I don't know who the quarterback is. I don't know what's good. I don't know what this is, and I'm not. The Vikings bore me, except for Jay Jettas. They're like, nah. like I said, they're one of the teams who's like the old prize fighter. Give them $50 million.
Next one up for the second time in 4 weeks? Raiders again going to Detroit. That's interesting.
That's interesting because I think could be another. It's another game for the Lions to say, okay, we've arrived. We're prime. You put us on prime time. We've arrived. So it's not bad. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
it's a fun game.
Next one, Chargers again, second in 4 weeks, going to New York to play the Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers.
I get my powder blues. Get my powder blues. I'm telling you, man. I root for this man's downfall more than anything. I don't know why. I swear I do.
Oh, look who's hopped on the stream.
Uh-oh.
Lou himself.
Detroit.
Lou, we're almost done with the Monday night lineup. We'll be going through the Dolphins schedule in a bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, I forgot my Ryan Tannehill card.
Hey, you know, we might have found something you have in common with him.
Oh. There you go. All right. Hey, I actually have been speaking quite highly of the Dolphins tonight. Let's be honest. I was very, very excited. I was talking positive.
He's saving the aggression for when we actually go through the schedule.
Hey, I was picking them to beat the Jets. Like, come on, man. I was trying to give you guys a chance at the division. You know,
missed it. You missed what? We're still going. We haven't gone over the Dolphins schedule yet. I like this one though, so I'm going to leave that one up. All right, next one. We just did Chargers Jets, right?
right?
Broncos at Bills.
Okay, so what week is this?
Week 10, November 13th.
All right. So now at this point, we're going to know what the Broncos are. Has Sean Payton found the magic elixir to fix Russ, and are they riding high? If the Dolphins are somewhat in the playoff, the Broncos are somewhat in the playoff hunt, then it could be entertaining. But if they're still just stumbling and bumbling, and I'll watch it. It's not bad. It's better than the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams Bengals.
Better than the Rams Bengals, my friend.
Next one up, we already spoke on right off the top of the show, and that is the Super Bowl rematch. The Monday before Thanksgiving, Eagles and Chiefs.
I think this one will be good.
Sets up a killer week of football.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love Philly to win this one. But I don't think it's a situation where this game breaks either team. I think both of these teams are they're on a collision course for maybe a repeat.
Yeah. Last Monday night game of November is Bears at Vikings. Nah.
Yeah, if you got guys in fantasy, this is your game.
Yeah.
That's it, really.
Next one, though, first Monday Night Football of December, Bengals at Jags. That's good.
That's good. That one's going to be good because I think right there you're going to kind of see where the Jags are. Like, hopefully, they continue the climb. They just don't bottom out, and this is just a joke game. But I think this is kind of like, all right, Trevor, where's Trevor with, Joe Shiesty?
Next one up, another doubleheader. No times listed, though. Another doubleheader for Monday. I don't know what this is about. And it's a good thing Lou's watching right now, because one of them is Titans at Dolphins, and the other one is Packers at Giants. That's tough.
I'm watching it because I like football. Like the Dolphins should have that game wrapped up by halftime. It's just there's nothing there. And Giants, Packers. The Giants, I guess, should have that game pretty well in hand. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Yes, we know. Good Lord.
I had to pull it back up. I love this comment.
Good Lord.
Hey,
man. Some people are picking them like, what was it, 8 and 9?
That's right.
Yeah. NFL Network had you guys going 8 and 9, Dolphins. So you need to be careful there, Lou. They had you guys 8 and 9.
Next one up, I'm really, really curious to know where your heart's going to go on this one. Chiefs at Patriots. Who do you want to lose more?
We know how this game's going to go. I don't even want to watch this game. The Chiefs are going to kill them. There's no way that they're going to be able to handle the Chiefs. Come on, man. It's just not happening. That would have to be someone said, "Win, I'm going to grant you a wish." And I'd like to see it happen. I would love to see Mahomes slip up and lose here, but it's not going to happen. No.
Next one,
horrible game too. Who put that schedule together?
Christmas Day, Ravens at Niners. a Super Bowl rematch from a years back, but these teams are way different from then, obviously.
Yeah, and my problem is I just don't know who the quarterback is. So it's not. If it was Brock, if he hadn't gotten hurt and it was still Brock, I'd be like, all right, here we go. But I don't know. So I'm like, okay.
So you think Lamar's just gonna run roughshod on them?
I don't think he's gonna run roughshod. Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't know what this offense is gonna look like. You know, like Lamar's like, yeah, I want to throw for like 6,000 yards, blah blah blah. Like this isn't Madden, bro. Like I don't know if you've got that. Like, and the Niners still have a great defense. So I think it's going to be closer. Until I know who the starting quarterback is, to me, it's an incomplete. I can't. I don't know.
December 30th, New Year's Eve. Okay. Lions at Cowboys.
Lions at Cowboys.
Depending on which Lions you see, this could be them playing for their playoff chance. Because if we get the typical Lions where they get off to an abysmal start and then they have a late charge, they could be playing for their lives.
They could. This also could be the Cowboys where, you get that Dak where, he throws like 2-3 picks in a game and he just doesn't know.
Pure implosion.
All over the place. So, yeah, this one could be interesting. Could be interesting. Like you said, you set the scenarios up. So I'd be interested in that game. Okay. I'll take it.
And believe it or not, I stand corrected. Apparently this season is not going to be like normal because there is a Week 18 Monday Night Football TBD doubleheader scheduled for January 6th.
Oh, man. Give it to me.
Oh, it's not. It's Flex game.
Well, they don't know yet? This is Flexapalooza, man.
Yeah.
Flexapalooza. You know what it's going to be? It's going to be the Dolphins because they got to play somebody because they need 5 other teams to lose so they can get into playoffs. That's what that's going to be.
Lou's throwing his phone across the room right now.
You better hope Mike White's playing because if it's Tua, you're done.
I'll throw this one up.
He's great.
Oh, all right. We got to play our favorite game of the last 20 years to play in the car on road trips. Pick our team schedules. So what do you want to do? Do you want to pick the Colts schedule first and the Bucks schedule and end the show with Lou's Dolphins? Or do you want
to? Yes, I like that.
Okay.
I like that perfectly. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can find Indianapolis 2023.
So we're picking Indies first, right?
Football. Yeah.
All right.
My team's garbage, so let's just get them out of the way. I don't want to look at it that way.
Let me bring up my NFL because I like to look at this as well. Oh man, I can't wait to get into the Dolphins schedule. I'm very excited. Very excited.
All right. I've been accustomed to this. This is a good one. Tua needs to keep his grape intact.
That's a personal issue.
Aw. You'll like this one. Apparently Sarah doesn't allow Lou to have a man cave like you have.
Oh, yes. I would show you the other stuff, but I want to move the camera. But yeah, there's Tampa Tom here, New England Tom here. Chase could tell you. Chase sleeps in this room, actually.
That's right.
I allow Chase to sleep in this room.
Thankfully most of it's Tampa Tom, because if it was New England Tom, I would probably have nightmares the entire
weekend.
Just
tell Sarah, be like, you know what? It's just it's for us. It's for us.
That's right. All right, Indianapolis schedule. We start off with two divisional matchups, home against the Jags and at Houston.
All right. Now we're being realists here. There's no homerness here. We try to keep it real.
Especially not now.
I'm taking the Jags. I'm taking the Jags on this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Take the Jags. Jags are complete right now. Can't argue. You want to go straight to week 2?
Yeah, Houston. At Houston. I think we should beat the Texans.
I'll give you that one, but I think it's going to be closer than what we think.
Oh, it won't be a blowout. We're
Because
not blowing anybody out.
I think Houston's defense will be more improved.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what their offense is. I think it's going to be run heavy because they've got Pierce. Wide receiver weapons, I'm really not fans of,
No.
But no, I'll give you the Texans. I'll give you 1-1.
Next one's a big loss at Baltimore.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Valiant effort there, but yeah, I got you at 1-2.
October 1st, home against your
favorite. The Rams. I will give you the Rams. I think the Rams are just a complete mess. We don't know if Stafford's playing. You do got Cooper Kupp to worry about, but their run game is really sus. I think you guys could grind it out. I'll give you that win. I think it's a toss. I'll give you that one.
You know what? With this team and the possibility of Uncle Rico being the starting quarterback, I'll take 2-2 through 4 games.
I think 2-2. I could see you beating the Rams.
Next one is home against the Titans.
Oof.
Titans always play us tough. If Henry's there, obviously that's not optimal. And hopefully the defense is healthy. If the defense is healthy, we might be able to at least keep them relatively contained.
Because it's also the situation of who's the quarterback. I'm assuming it's Tannehill, but you never know. So in that, it's a toss, and it is what you got. Oh, you guys are home. I'll give you that because it's a home game.
Yeah.
I always kind of split division games unless the team just really stinks. So I'll give you that one.
I do too, but the weird thing is with Tennessee, normally when we split with them, it goes road team wins.
Okay. So do you want to give them the loss?
I will, because it's right in that time of the season where if we play them, usually when we play them at home early, that's usually when we lose to them.
Okay. So right now,
I'll give them a loss here. The next one's at Jacksonville, which I have zero. If I had zero confidence beating them at home, I have zero.
So you think they sweep you?
Oh yeah, they'll sweep us.
Okay. All right. So
if we split with Jacksonville, that might make my whole season.
All right. So we're sitting what, 3-3?
2-4.
2-4?
Yeah.
All right, 2-4. Okay, 2-4.
Home against the Browns.
I'd have to go the Browns. I think the Browns just have talent, man. It's a talent issue for me. Would you pick Deshaun Massage or Uncle Rico?
Hopefully he gets a massage the week before and suspended.
He may play better that way. I don't know.
That's fair.
I think the Browns are better defensively up front. Their secondary, I think, is a little better. Now, if you guys had Rock Ya-Sin, then I might give you a shot.
No, don't. Oh, God, don't mention that man's name. Oh,
yeah, God. I'm going Browns on this one.
All right, so 2-5?
2-5.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I lost my place. Yes, next one is the Saints, home. If we can, as long as Carr doesn't blow up, we'd probably be okay.
I'll give it to you. I will give it to you because I don't know if Kamara's going to be back. And I just don't know what the Saints are. They're just kind of like a hodgepodge. So, no, I can see you beating the Saints. I'll give you the Saints. Maybe on a field goal, last minute kind of gig. I say you pull it out.
3-5.
3-5.
First week of November.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll go to this game. Maybe I'll go to this game at Carolina.
The Frank Bowl.
The Frank Bowl.
Wow. Ooh.
That's a tough one.
This is tough.
I mean, it's a rookie quarterback, but at this point, we're halfway through the season.
Exactly. Panthers defense isn't horrible.
No, the Panthers defense is actually pretty decent.
They should have Horn back. Horn should be back.
Yeah.
I might have to give it to the Panthers.
Yeah.
It's on the road, so I'll go Panthers on this one. So we're going 3-6 right now.
3-6. Then we're going to Germany to play the Patriots.
You beat New England.
Okay.
New England doesn't have the pieces. They drafted horribly this year. They drafted horribly. They took a kicker and a punter in like the mid rounds. Like, what was the purpose when they were quality wide receivers? They don't have it. Their defense is good, but I just don't like their offense. So I'm going to give you New England.
4-6 going into the bye week.
Okay, so how do you feel about that? 4-6 in the bye. Would you take that?
I take that for what this team is right now, with a young quarterback that might be a bit of a prospect.
Okay.
And a serious health conditions on the offensive line with Leonard. Like, I'm very tepid. I'm very hesitant to not burn Taylor out when we're in a bit of a transitional phase.
Right.
So I take 4-6 going to the bye.
Okay, my next question to you though is: it's 4-6. Is Uncle Rico still the quarterback after the bye?
I might wait one more week because the first game after the bye is at home against Tampa.
If you guys are only a game, let's say you're a game or two out, right, of the playoffs, right? At this point, do you just ride Uncle Rico?
I would probably side with keeping the veteran in. Yeah,
I would, and I agree with that because if you put the rookie in, he doesn't mean he's going to do anything for you.
Yeah.
So you're still active in the playoff hunt. So no, I agree with you on
that. Home against Tampa.
Against Baker. Baker. I think the Bucks defense is too strong. I really do. I think the Bucks defense is going to be what keeps them in games this year. I don't know what Baker's going to give. I've seen Baker on TV. I don't think he's not horrible. I think we're going to be a run first kind of team. We're going to kind of run what Seattle runs. We're going to be a Seattle type offense with a little bit of what the Rams do, I think. So I think our defense is what's going to keep us. And it'll probably be one of those things where they bait Uncle Rico into throwing a pick, strip sack kind of deal. So I would give a loss there.
Okay. So that's 4-7. We gave them the loss at home to the Titans, so we give them the win on the road. So 5-7.
5-7.
Next one's total loss at Cincinnati.
Okay, so you're saying 5-8.
5-8. Home against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is terrible, but we never play well against Pittsburgh. In my lifetime as a football fan, as a Colts fan, we have never played well against Pittsburgh.
It's that part of the stretch where the Steelers, if they've had a bad year, start to turn it around to win.
Yeah.
So
to get Tomlin back to 500.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it's good for.
Yeah.
So we're saying
I wanna hope that they get a win. I just have no confidence that they'll get a win because we just don't have the juju. We just don't have the juju when we're playing.
And neither do they.
Fair point.
New England has the juju. I forgot New England has the juju. So there you go. All right, so you're gonna give them the win. You have Steelers the win.
Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't.
But I know where you're coming from.
I don't trust karma. I don't trust karma.
All right, so 5-9.
5-9, right? All right. Christmas
now you
Eve.
got the Falcons.
Christmas Eve, home against the Falcons. We got to beat the Falcons.
I'll give you the Falcons. I don't know what Desmond Ridder is. Plus, I think they made a mistake in drafting Bijan Robinson. Guy's a great talent, but I don't think they needed a running back because they have Algier already. They've got guys who can run the ball. I kind of think it was a bad move. Their defense is good. They're getting a little long in the tooth on the line, so I could see you doing that. So we're gonna go 6-9.
6-9.
6-9.
New Year's Eve, home against the Raiders.
The Raiders.
This is rough because we shouldn't beat them, but it is a home game.
It's a home game.
And the Raiders, if the Raiders are the Raiders, they do tend to poop their pants at the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't know what the Raiders are. I'll give you the Raiders.
That'll be
Because I
like
think the
that'll be
Raiders.
the surprise win of the season.
The reason I'll do that is because I think what will happen is the Raiders will need a couple games and there will be a hiccup somewhere. So I'll give you the Raiders on that one.
7-9. Do you think we split with Houston on the finale?
Yes, I'll give you the split.
Well, we already
So
beat them, so that's a
Wait a
loss.
minute, you beat them the first one. It's the I usually rule of
This
thumb.
one's
I always
home.
split.
This one's home too.
It's home. Do you sweep the Texans? See, I got to give it to the Texans because they pulled off the win last year, the last game of the season, which they should have lost, but they sucked it up. And I think the Texans will get better as the season goes on. So I think you split with them.
Okay. 7-10. I'm not happy, but I look at it like it could be worse.
Right. And there were some games where we were kind of on the edge. So it very well could end up being like a 9-8, 8-9 situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're sitting there scraping the bottom of the barrel. So there could be a couple games that could go your way, I think.
And this is actually right on the betting line at 6.5.
Really? Ooh. Follow us, folks. We're your betters. We'll get you some money. No, don't, because if you lose it, I don't want to hear anything. It's not my fault.
Tampa
Don't
Bay.
put your mortgage on what I pick.
23 NFL.
Don't do it.
Oh boy! All right, here we go. Oh, SI. This is probably gonna be displayed a lot better than ESPN's. Wait, what is happening? Oh, here it is. Tampa Bay. Okay, you have. That's right. Yeah, week 12 at Indianapolis. Okay, this is right. All right. Week 1 at Minnesota.
At Minnesota. All right. Minnesota. Let me bring it up here. Week 1, Minnesota. And we're in Minnesota, right? You said?
Yes.
Ooh. I'm taking a 1-0. Reason being is Minnesota to me is long in the tooth. I believe we can contain Jetta to a point, and that's all they have. They got rid of Thielen. We could stop the run. I think it'll be a close game, but I think we can eke out a win.
Okay. 1-0 home against the Bears.
It's the Bears, bro. Bears run game really isn't that great. So I think it's going to be one of those, they're going to kind of play them like they played the Chiefs. Kind of let Justin Fields, kind of see what he does. I'm going to say 2-0 because I'm going to take the loss in week 3.
Okay. It's
going to be close. I think the game will be closer than what people think, at least through the first half. But I think the Eagles will beat us.
Okay. So 2-1 going into week 4, short week at New Orleans.
Short week. I'm going to take the loss.
Okay.
I'm going to take the loss on a short week. I hate short weeks. I don't like it. But I'll take it because I know because I'm going to take the split. So I'm going to go 2-2 with Baker. I'm happy with that.
Okay, 2-2 going into Detroit. Back-to-back home games: Detroit, Atlanta.
Detroit. That's going to be a tough one. Detroit. I'll take. You know what? I'm going to take a loss on Detroit. I'll take the loss on Detroit. It's early enough in the season where I think they're still kind of feeling themselves. I could see going 2-3 because the Falcons are coming to town and we're going to shut down Desmond Ridder.
Okay.
So I'm going to take the win for the Falcons.
Okay. So that's, what did we do? 2-2, 3-3. That's 6 games. Yeah.
Yep, because we have
3-3.
a bye in week 5, which I kind of hate. I hate the early buys.
Oh shoot! I skipped over that. Okay. Yeah, I don't like early buys either.
I like the bye like week 10, week 11.
Okay, so 3-3 going into a short week at Buffalo.
And we're losing in
Loss.
Buffalo. We're going to
Yeah.
be competitive. That's the main thing I'm taking out of this year. I'd want to be competitive. Buffalo, it's just a situation of, are they going to implode, or are they going to go with that me against the world mentality? And that's where I kind of think Buffalo is. I think Buffalo is going to play tough this year. So I'm going to take the loss in Buffalo. It hurts to say that, but I'm willing to take it. Damn you, Buffalo. Week 9, the Texans. And actually, yeah. I believe I will be at this game.
Oh, that's right. This is the press box with Kyle Trask. With his mom.
yes, because we kind of know the Trasks a little. I don't like to talk about that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, keep that on the low. But yeah, and I think we're gonna beat the Texans. I think we'll beat the Texans. Who knows? Kyle could be the starter, but I'm going on the emphasis. I'm going on the thought that Baker will be the starter. I think we'll beat the Texans. The Texans are still going to be feeling themselves out. It's going to be a while before they really. I don't think they hit their stride till probably another couple games after this one. But we're beating the Texans.
4-4 home against the Titans.
Simple. You stop the run, you stop the Titans. I think. I don't know defensively if they've got enough to stop my receivers. I'm taking the win.
Okay. 5-4. You taking the L at San Francisco?
I will, but I'm going to asterisk it because I don't know who the quarterback is. And I think that kind of runs things, but I will take the loss at San Fran. I'll take the loss at San Fran.
So that's 5-5, right?
5-5.
4-4, 5-4, 5-5. We gave the win to Tampa in the Colts game.
So 6-5.
6-5. You got Panthers at home.
We haven't played them yet, right? All right,
That's
wait a minute.
correct.
I think we did.
That is correct. We have not played them yet.
All right, this is at home, so I'm gonna. I split. Like I said, I split. So I'm gonna take the win at home.
Okay. So 7-5.
7-5 right now.
Okay. At Atlanta.
Atlanta. This is. I took the loss earlier in the season, I believe.
No, you took the win.
Took the win. All right, so I'm gonna take the loss.
Okay, 7-6. At Green Bay.
Oh, we're beating Green Bay. They're gonna force Jordan Love to throw the ball, and I just don't. I think we can stop the run. The Packers I'm taking the win. So 8-6, I believe, right?
8-6.
Ooh, dang it.
That's what's that?
The Jags.
14 plus 3, 17. Yeah. Home against Jacksonville, 8-6.
8-6. I'm gonna take the loss.
8-7.
8-7. I just think the Jags have it right now. 8-7.
Are you splitting with the Saints?
Splitting with the Saints.
9-7. And that goes into, and you took the win against Carolina, so you're splitting with them?
Yep, so 9-8.
9-8. What is your number? 6.5. We both have the same total for the season.
All right.
I have no idea why the Falcons have win total of 8.5.
Everybody's on them. Everyone thinks they're the new, everyone's like, oh, but like I said, they've got talent. There's no doubt that the Falcons have talent. It's just that, is Desmond Ridder the guy? Yeah. That's the question.
So do you think that you went a little homer with 9 wins and a 6.5 number?
No, because honestly, if I was going to homer, I probably would have taken the other win. I might have taken another win from Carolina.
Okay.
I think because we're not a young team, we're a veteran, more of a veteran team, and that defense has been around and played well. I think I picked fair. I think people are underestimating them a bit. If I was gonna homer, I would have took the Jags. I would have been like, no, we'll figure it. We'll figure him out. So no, I think it's an 8 to 9 win team. I really do.
Okay.
So
are you happy with are you happy with 9-8? And do you think that's enough to win the division?
Yes, I'm happy with 9-8 because coming from what I had, you have to look at it from what you had to what you're going to, because you're going into the great unknown, and that's saying that Baker's going to win out and take the job. Baker could just bottom out, and it could be Kyle's job. So, do I think it's enough? I think it's close. My guess, really, I think the Falcons are the team. If I'm worried about any team, it's the Falcons, because I feel they have besides us, they have the most continuity with their team. And Desmond's been in that system already. We're working with a brand new system, so I would give them a slight edge. But I believe we have talent-wise, I think we have more talent overall. So I think it's gonna be one of those things where it was like last year, tooth and nail. It comes down to the end of the season. It might be one of those things again where this is one of the roughest divisions in the league. Somehow we pull it out, get blown in the first round. So just no respect for Baker. That's why they did 6, because there's no respect. No respect.
I can almost guarantee that there's no respect for Baker.
I'm telling you, man, if the man gets the Bucks to the playoffs, man, people are gonna be like, oh damn.
He's back.
And you know what? That's all I need. I'm good. I'll get a Baker in here. I don't know if they make them, but I'll get them.
It'll be like when they gave you Tom after he retired. They'll give you Baker 2 years after.
They gave me that Tom after he retired. Didn't even have it during his time. I had to get that after the fact. And it's not even cut well. Like, they got this extra brown right here. If you guys could see the Patriot one, it's cut clean. It's crisp. He looks good. Well, he looks younger, too. It's like 20 years younger, but still. This thing's got all looks like a hot mess. It's all right. They can't see Mikey, but Mike Evans is down on the bottom. Mike Evans is a big one too. But besides the point. So
all right.
Nope. Now we get to have fun.
Yeah, I don't know if Lou's hanging around, but hopefully he tunes. If he's not, he tunes in later to catch this.
That's it. You just tell him what time to watch from, and there you go.
Let's close the show predicting the Miami Dolphins schedule.
Ooh. What's funny is Tyreek is going to be at this this card place in Clearwater. The place where I met Ric Flair, they have another store in Clearwater, and Tyreek is signing, and I'm like, I'm tempted. I like me some Tyreek. Now that he's gone from the Chiefs, I love me some Tyreek.
Yeah, that's right.
Love me some
You don't
Tyreek.
have to hate him anymore.
I don't have to hate him.
It's like when Tom left New England. I don't have to hate him anymore.
See, there you go.
I just can't outwardly root for him, but I don't have to hate him.
Don't take it personal, bro. It's all good. It's all good, fellas. All right. Miami time.
Week 1 at the Chargers.
Ooh. Wow. Dang. Couldn't throw him somebody cheap to give me something. Wow. Ooh. And you said it's in
Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles, right? Wow. I'm going to go with Miami.
Okay.
I wanted to say the Chargers, but I think I'm gonna go Miami. I'm gonna go Miami on this one.
Okay, 1-0. At New England, which I'm confused because it says Fox at 8:20 p.m.
Well, because now no one, it could very well be Fox because they're no longer doing that AFC, CBS stuff and all that anymore. It's basically all free reign.
But NBC doesn't have exclusive rights to Sunday night?
Maybe not. Maybe not in this situation.
Not. I don't know. That's odd.
So against New England, I'm taking Miami.
2-0.
2-0, man. Go ahead, Lou. 2-0.
At home against Let's Ride.
Let's ride. I'll give you 3-0.
Kind of a short week, but not really because they're both Sunday games, even though
Wait a
one is
minute.
late.
One
is a late game.
Nope. You said short week.
Well, it's a short week because it's a late game, but it's not a short week because they're both on Sunday.
All right.
So I don't know if you necessarily consider that a short week.
Yeah, true. I'll go. No, I'm going to give them a loss. I'm going to give them a loss on that one. I'm just, I think Denver is going to be better than they are, and there's got to be some hiccups here and there. So I'm going to give them the loss. So I'm going to go 2-1.
2-1. At Buffalo.
Like I say, at Buffalo, it's early in the season. It's not too cold.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them the win. 3-1.
3-1. Okay. Home against the Giants.
I'm just not a fan of the Giants. I know they made the playoffs, but I just don't know if they did enough to really. But they taught there. Yeah, I don't like Giants secondary. I'm giving them the win. 4-1.
Wow. Home against Carolina.
5-1. It's Carolina.
Wow.
No, Carolina. No.
All right. Reality might come to haunt them the next week because they're going to Philly on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Night.
6-2. They're going 6-2. Philly is just too strong.
5-2.
Oh, sorry, 5-2. My fault. 5-2. 5-2.
5-2. They're back to Sunday at 1:00. Home against the Patriots. Do they sweep them?
Wow. Do they sweep the Pats? In this instance, I'm going to say yes because I just don't trust New England's offense. I think it's just their defense will keep them in, but I think there's enough offense that they'll survive. So I'm going to go 6-2.
6-2. Tyreek's homecoming overseas.
6-3.
Okay.
6-3. It's neutral site. Now, if they were playing in Miami, I might give them a slight, but no, it's neutral. So I think the Chiefs will beat them.
That's 6-3 going into November 12th bye week.
Okay.
I don't know what week that is. They don't have the weeks listed out here. I guess it's week 10. I guess it's week 10
because they're 6-3, so we'll go week 10.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you're a Dolphins fan, do you feel good about 6-3 into the bye?
As long as Tua's healthy, I think you are. I think you've got to look at that with the talent that you have and everything. If you're losing to Philly and KC, it just means that you've got those are teams. If you're going to lose, those are the teams you're going to lose too. So no, I'm fine with that if I'm them.
Coming out of the bye week at home against the Raiders.
The Raiders. They're beating the Raiders.
Okay, 7-3.
7-3. I don't think the Raiders have a secondary that can hold up.
Now the next one, I guess this is technically a short week. It's the Black Friday game in New York against Aaron Rodgers. We got him at 7-3 right now, right?
Yeah, we're going 7-4.
7-4. Rodgers going to beat him.
Rodgers beats him.
Okay, 7-4. At Washington. So now this is extra rest. Extra rest going into the lowly Washington.
8-4.
8-4. At home against Tennessee. This is a really easy schedule.
It is. Look at this crap. 9-4.
9-4. Rematch at home against the Jets.
9-5.
They're going to lose both. They're going to get swept by Aaron Rodgers.
I think they get swept by Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a sweep on this one because there's just something. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9-5. 9-5 on this one.
9-5. Okay. That's 14 plus 3. Okay, we're good. 9-5 at home against the Cowboys. Which team wants to choke more?
9-6.
9-6.
9
So the
and
Cowboys
6.
don't choke in December.
No, not this week.
Okay. Yeah.
Not in this week, but I'm going 9-6.
9-6. God, the Dolphins are trying to fall apart now. 9-6 at Baltimore.
Ooh, Baltimore. Yeah, I can't have them losing 3 in a row. I'm gonna go 10-6.
10-6. Okay.
They'll eke it out.
6. So if they're 10-6 going into the finale at home against the Bills, is this for the division or is the division already lost? And then maybe they're fighting for a wild card.
I think they're fighting for a wild card. I think the division has already been handled. So did I have them beating Buffalo before? I think I did.
Yes, because it was in Buffalo, but it was warm weather.
All right, so I had them beating Buffalo. They got a split. Buffalo beats them 10-7.
10-7. Is 10-7 enough to get in?
In the AFC, I don't know.
So you don't think there's 3? Of course, there's 3 wild cards. You don't think 10-7 will get them the guaranteed wild card and leave the other 2 to be fought out amongst 9-win teams?
Here's the problem. Now, you got the AFC West. In theory, teams that are good. There could be 3 teams, right? 3 teams that are legit. I'm not including Denver in there just yet, but there could be 3. Got the South,
which is harsh.
Harsh, but someone could catch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
We just pegged the Colts at 7-9 or 6-10, whatever we said.
Yeah, 7-9. We did. So one out of there. You got the South, and then you got the North,
which is probably 2.
Could be 2. So there could be some odd teams out.
Yeah.
10-7 necessarily might not do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gave them a winning record. Yeah. I didn't say they were going to be 7-10.
That's right.
So I gave them a chance at the wild card. I don't think they win the division, but they could eke out a wild card spot. They could. Hopefully
not another year of disappointment, because Lord knows Miami Dolphins fans have a lot of that.
Oh well, it sucks to be there. No, it could be. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I hope nothing but the best. 10-7 wild card. Go ahead, Dolphins. Go Dolphins.
Well, my friend, I think we've bled enough blood from this stone tonight.
Yes, we have, sir. It's been a pleasure. It's been awesome. It's exciting to know that now there's a schedule. Now I've got to plan my Sunday ticket YouTube life and figure out what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, where I'm doing it. Well, I'm doing it at home. But no, it's the schedule looks there are a lot of good games, so I'm excited.
And this season I'm going to try not to falsely time a salute at the camera. I'll just smile and say goodnight.
Well, sir, good night. Go Dolphins.